Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Lukeness Monster. Today, we're going to be looking at the top 10 best Star Wars Black Series figures of 2022. Now, this is my personal opinion for the list, so if you don't necessarily agree with the figures on the list, that's okay. Make sure to leave a comment down below on what you think the figure should be and the order they should be in, and I'll gladly take a look. But yeah, this is my personal opinion, so it's not like definitely set in stone, and it's definitely not like official or anything. It's just what I personally think the top 10 best Black Series figures of 2022 are. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into it. And real quick, we are also going to be giving away this Star Wars Black Series Clone Captain Rex at 8,500 subs, and we are officially only 150 subs away, which is incredible. So thank you guys so much for all the recent support. I do really appreciate it. If you do want to enter, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, because you do have to be subscribed to the channel to enter. And then basically once we do hit 8,500 subs, I'll release a giveaway video, and all you have to do is comment on that giveaway video to enter. So thank you guys for watching. Consider hitting that sub button, and on to the video. First up, looking at an honorable mention. So coming in, I get the number 11 spot technically. I gave it to the Umbra Arc Trooper. This is a figure that I absolutely love. I'm a huge Arc Trooper fan, and I love the design of this. I'm also just a big fan of Battlefront 2, so it's really nice to get some of those Battlefront 2 Arc Troopers. But that yellow and black just goes so good together. I'm really happy to get this one in figure form, but it just didn't quite make the top 10. So I did really want to throw it at the honorable mention spot. Coming in at the number 10 spot, I gave it to the Death Watch Mandalorian from, of course, The Mandalorian. Now, this is a figure that I really love, and if you actually go back to my first original, top 5 or top 10 Black Series Mandalorian figures we need, this one was on the list because I absolutely loved the design of this. I love the baby blue, and we finally got in the Black Series, which is super cool, but to me, it's just not a super relevant figure. It never showed up in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, and, it had, 10-20 seconds of screen time, and so because of that, it is a little bit lower on the list. I absolutely love the design. It is a brand new mold head to toe, which is great, but it just has very little relevance to the actual story or as a character, so because of that, it's a little bit lower on the list. But I think if it gets more screen time, which I really hope he does, it'll definitely get bumped up. But for right now, he does come in at the number 10 spot. Coming in at the number 9 spot, I did give it to the brand new Purge Trooper from Kenobi. Now, this is a figure that no one really asked for. Like, nobody really said, like, hey, we need a new Purge Trooper. But then they went ahead and in the Kenobi show, they gave us a new Purge Trooper, and we got a figure revealed for it, like, the next day, which was crazy. So, really excited that this is one that it's already showing up in stores. It showed up in, Walmart Canada months and months ago, but it's just now finally hitting stores in the US and actually getting pre-order shipped out, which is great. But yeah, I think this is definitely one of the better figures of the year. I loved the design of this Purge Trooper. It is updated on the newer clone body, which is great because the original Purge Trooper came on that original clone body, and it sucks. It's horrible, terrible articulation. You can barely get it in indie poses, and it's just not good. And so I'm really glad they decided to update it, and they even gave it a brand new chest mold, which is unique to the figure, which is pretty cool. So I'm really glad they're going out of the way to make some new molds for the figure. And of course, they also did go ahead and they added some splash of color to this figure, and this is more just like the design of the character rather than the actual figure itself. But the red lenses and the red lines on the helmet are so clean, they look great, and it's a nice splash of color to the helmet and the figure that the original Purge Trooper didn't have, and I just absolutely love the design of this figure. So I'm really happy to get this one, and yeah, it comes in at the number 9 spot. Coming in at the number 8 spot, I gave it to Ayla Secure. Now, this is one that I bet a lot of people probably expected to be a little bit higher up on the list, but I did decide to put it a little bit lower on the list, and that's mainly because it reuses Ayla Secure's legs, which is a pinned leg, and I just have some problems with it. It's pretty loose pins, as well as the ankles. I just have problems posing her and having her stand up, and so because of that, I did decide to put her a little bit lower. I do love the pinless looks that a lot of the newer figures are going with nowadays, so I really wish they would have went ahead and made brand new legs for her. That would have been ideal, but they didn't. They just reused those legs and gave her some new shoes. So, I mean, I do appreciate the new reuse that they did give her, but, I just wish that they would have went ahead and did a full brand new mold and gave her the pinless legs, because I just love how those look, and I do think they look much better. But, it's not the end of the world. It's still definitely in the top 10, and I think she comes in at number 9 for me. Coming in at the number 7 spot, I gave it to Cobb Vanth. Now, this is a figure that a lot of people have been sleeping on, and I haven't been seeing it in a lot of people's top 10s, and I really don't understand why, because this is one of my personal favorites of the year. I absolutely love this figure. It is a brand new sculpt. The only thing that is reuse is the chest and the helmet, obviously from Boba Fett's armor, but I mean, I'm fine with that reuse just because it is Boba Fett's armor, so why not reuse it from Boba Fett? But like other than that, it is a brand new mold. We do get an amazing head sculpt for Cobb Vanth underneath, and I 100% believe that this is the best face printing, like photoreal face print / head sculpt that we've gotten yet in the Black Series. It looks incredible, and I do personally believe it looks the best out of every other figure we've gotten. I think it's just great. Best resemblance to the actor that I've seen on a figure ever, and I'm really loving it. And then, of course, all the paint apps on the armor as well look really, really good. So overall, I think this one came out great, and I know a lot of people have definitely been sleeping on this figure because it is definitely worthy of the top 10, and it just comes in at number 7 for me. Coming in at the number 6 spot, I did give it to Third Sister Reva. Now, I know this one is a little bit controversial because I know a lot of people don't like the character, and to be honest, she's not my favorite character either. I think she did alright, but there's definitely some parts of her character that I did not like, and because of that, I know a lot of people do sleep on the figure, and they kind of just like forget about the figure because they don't like the character. But the character aside, just looking at this figure is absolutely incredible. Definitely a top 10 for me. Just have a brand new mold head to toe with just a super sleek pinless look all over, which is great. I love the pinless figures, and this one is no exception. Also, the photoreal in this one is really good as well, some of the best that we've seen in all of the Black Series. And then she even has the soft goods cape, which is incredible. I know for a long time we had thought that soft goods were just gone forever, and they finally brought it back for this Kenobi figures, and they definitely did not disappoint because this is some of the best soft goods design that we've gotten in a long time as well. So overall, great figure. And then you throw on the accessories on top of that. She comes with, of course, her double bladed Inquisitor lightsaber, but then 2 more of like the lightsaber split in half. So I mean, it comes with 3 lightsabers technically, which is incredible. 4 blades overall, which is just awesome. A ton of accessories for a figure like this, which they really didn't need to do, and I'm really glad they did because this figure came out great. I know a lot of people are sleeping on it. Coming in at number 5 is a figure that came out at the very beginning of the year, so a lot of people have forgotten about it, that it even came out in 2022, but that's actually Bad Batch Echo. Bad Batch Echo is a lot of a brand new sculpt, which really surprised me. I know there's some stuff they probably could have got away with just reuse, but they went ahead and made a brand new sculpt for a lot of this figure, which is great. From the waist up, everything is brand new, which is incredible. From the waist down, the legs are reused, but the knees, belts, and the I don't want to call it the comma is all brand new, which is great. And yeah, they put a lot of brand new sculpting into this figure that I guess wasn't technically necessary. Now, of course, it definitely makes the figure, but they could have got away with not, which is kind of disappointing, but I'm really glad they decided to go that extra mile and make some brand new sculpts. And then, of course, the face sculpt. It's one of the best face sculpts we've gotten in all the Black Series. The Tamor Morrison head underneath is incredible, and I love how they actually pulled that off because, of course, you do have the D. Bradley Baker animated face in the actual show, and they managed to actually convert that to the live action Tamor Morrison, and I think this one came out incredible. It looks pale and malnourished like Echo actually looks in the show, and I just love how this one came out. So I'm really happy that they actually went ahead and made this figure. It did take some time, but I'm really glad they took their time to release it because it came out really, really good. Coming in at the number 4 spot, I did give it to Fennec Shand. Now, this is a figure that, along with Echo, came out at the very, very beginning of the year, the first wave of the year that I believe, and yeah, this is another just absolutely amazing figure, brand new sculpt, head to toe, really loving how this one came out, and this one definitely thrives in just the sculpt work. There's a lot of texture and a lot of detail in the sculpt work that really shows, and that's the main reason that really sold it for me. Now, the face print, I guess, / face sculpt also came out amazing. Another one of those which is just top tier Black Series face printing, and they've definitely been having some problems with that in recent days with the shiny face syndrome, but this one is one that came out really good, and I'm really happy with how it looks. And overall, just a great figure. Biggest problem is just some of the lack of paint apps on the actual figure that it could have benefited from, but other than that, it's a great figure, and I think it definitely deserves the number 4 spot. Coming in the number 3 spot, I'd give it to the Ahsoka figure from The Mandalorian, and specifically the version with the cloak that is an Amazon exclusive. I do love the original Ahsoka figure. Again, another one of those top tier face prints. It just came out amazing. Along with the brand new Ahsoka mold, it's a great figure, great articulation, and good accessories. But I don't know what it is about the soft goods cloak, but that soft goods cloak really sells the figure for me. Before, I'm not even sure if it makes the top 5 for me personally, and again, that's just my opinion, but with that cloak, it just completely changes the figure in my opinion, and with the cloak, it became one of my favorite figures of the year, and to me, it definitely deserves that number 3 spot, so really happy with how it come out, and I do suggest if you can pick up the Amazon exclusive version with the cloak, I say go for it, because it really changes the entire figure. Coming in at the number 2 spot, I did give it to the Dark Trooper. Now, this is one that, when it was first announced, I was pretty happy about. I do like the design of the Dark Trooper, but it's not one that I was super like, oh, I need to pick that one up. And then I got the figure in hand. It did actually go in on clearance on Amazon, and that's when I did pick it up. And I picked it up, and the figure is incredible. Brand new sculpt, head to toe. It has a nice gloss finish to it, which just makes it super shiny, and it looks incredible. And articulation is great as well. For a figure that is kind of like skinny yet robotic, it has great articulation, and I love how this figure turned out. And plus, it has a lot of accessories with the rocket boosters, as well as the, get this, swappable hands, which is incredible. It does have the fisted hands, which are included, which just figures, like specifically Star Wars figures, don't come with anymore, and I'm really happy they decided to include it, because that is a big part about the Dark Troopers, is they punch a lot of stuff, and so really happy to see that they did include the fisted hands, and so that is a big point for like the selling point for me. But other than that, the figure just, it feels great to hold and to play with, like something that some figures don't really get, this figure has, and I don't know what it is about it, but it's one thing that the pictures just don't do justice, and you have to have it in hand to really appreciate. Then last, and certainly not least, at the number 1 spot, it does come to Season 7 Darth Maul. This figure is incredible, brand new sculpt head to toe, great articulation, also really good paint apps with a brand new, like, face sculpt, I guess. It's very similar to the old one, but it is different. He does have this really nice, like, evil smile, and I love how it turned out. I also just love the design of his outfit. This is my personal favorite Maul outfit overall, and it came out great. Great lightsaber sculpting as well, because it does have the double-bladed lightsaber with like the version that is accurate to the show, which I absolutely love. New sculpt for at least half of that lightsaber, but I do believe the whole lightsaber is a brand new sculpt, which is pretty cool, and overall it just looks great. So yeah, I think it deserves the number 1 spot, but comment down below what you guys think the number 1 spot is, or what you guys just think the top 10 are, and definitely let me know, because I'd love to see what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, the like button and subscribe. Make sure to hit that sub button so you don't miss out on the giveaway. Also, check out the merch linked in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video.